Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. I know so many of you over on TikTok have been blowing up the comments asking for this, so today we're finally doing some customer reviews analysis for it. But before we dive into that, be sure to check out this exclusive discount available for it. You'll find it in the description and in the first comment under this video. Now, let's not waste any more time and jump right into the details.
To get things started, let's hear from our first reviewer.
This reviewer starts by noting a long-standing appreciation for a particular display manufacturer, so they acknowledge a potential for bias, but assure that the unit they received was in perfect condition with no defects. One of the first practical points our reviewer mentions involves mounting. For those planning to use a VESA mount, it's important to know that while the monitor uses a standard 100x100 pattern, its design may require a little extra work. The screw ports are slightly recessed, which can create a gap when attaching a mount. This client easily solved the issue with a few small washers they had on hand to ensure a secure fit, a minor but useful tip for prospective buyers who prefer not to use the included stand. On the performance side, this display delivers on its gaming promises. It was immediately recognized by the reviewer's graphics card as being compatible with its variable refresh rate technology. Interestingly, while the graphics card software calls it by its proprietary name, the monitor's own settings menu refers to the feature as Adaptive Sync. Our reviewer confirms that enabling it through the graphics card's control panel worked flawlessly, and the monitor correctly showed the feature was active. Another delightful surprise was the control system. A single, small joystick navigates the entire on-screen menu, with simple flicks up or down for brightness and left or right for volume, which they found to be a very clever and intuitive design. Ultimately, this client feels the screen hits the perfect sweet spot for gaming and general use. The Quad HD resolution on a 27-inch panel provides a sharp, immersive experience with a high refresh rate, all without the massive performance demands of 4K. They found it offers plenty of screen real estate for productivity tasks as well, making it a fantastic all-around display.
Awesome! Let's hear what our next reviewer has to share about their experience.
This reviewer picked up this monitor hoping it would be a good all-around option for photo and video editing as well as gaming, and says it definitely delivers. One of the biggest pros for our reviewer is the smooth 144 Hz refresh rate. They had never experienced a high refresh rate before, and found that it completely changed their perspective on gaming responsiveness. Apparently for avid gamers, a higher refresh rate is a must. The client also really appreciates the beautiful, nearly bezel-less design, which gives this monitor a modern and expensive look. The bump up to 2K display from 1080p also made a noticeable difference, with sharper and more detailed images that are great for detailed photo editing. Color accuracy is also pretty good for the price, with an sRGB mode for accurate colors. And thanks to the IPS panel, there's a slight anti-glare effect that makes working in daylight manageable. On the downside, the most common issues seem to depend on luck. The reviewer points out that some users have experienced issues with the stand and display. While they don't mind the stand, finding it stable, they acknowledge that many others disagree. The base takes up a fair amount of desk space, which could be an issue for smaller desks. Also, the red color accents might clash with certain color schemes. Backlight bleed, which is typical for IPS displays, is present on their unit but is minimal, appearing only in the corners. It bothered them initially, but they got used to it quickly. If backlight bleed is a major concern, the reviewer suggests avoiding this monitor. Overall, this client thinks this monitor is a brilliant display suitable for both gamers and creative professionals. It offers a good balance between affordability and quality, and is a great value for the money.
Alright, let's find out what our next reviewer has to share.
This reviewer wanted to share their experience after upgrading to this display, and they seemed pretty thrilled. Initially, after just a day of use, this client was already impressed, noting great color and how easily the G-Sync synced with their system. The stand design was also a highlight, something they appreciated more on a monitor compared to a TV. They mentioned previously using a Samsung TV as a monitor, but were swayed to try this one due to its specs, reviews, and perceived value. They also recalled the longevity of an older LG TV owned by family, hoping this monitor would prove just as durable. After a week, their positive impressions only grew. This client specifically called out the audio out port as surprisingly useful for plugging in headphones. Even more unexpectedly, they found a great use for the monitor's 90-degree swivel feature, declaring it perfect for playing pinball games. The reviewer also discussed the size and resolution, explaining that the 27-inch size and 1440p resolution at close viewing distances were comparable to viewing a 40-inch 4K TV from further away. They emphasized the deep blacks and vibrant colors, comparing the picture quality favorably to 4K TVs and significantly better than their old 1080p setup. Ultimately, for CAD work, Photoshop, and gaming at a desk, this monitor felt like the optimal size, resolution, and picture quality.
That's it for this one. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts below. Appreciate you watching. See you next time.